Today we're going to learn how to do the textured ground technique for drawing. Now, textured ground is basically hatching for lazy people. What we need for it today is this super new click eraser, which you guys will get. Kneaded eraser as usual, drawing pencils, and vine charcoal, and a paper towel. Let's get started. To start this out, you first need to take your vine charcoal and you need to make, well, a textured ground. And so what you'll do is you will fill your page with the charcoal like so. And this can be kind of fun. You can write your crush's name in there. You can write your name. You can write quotes from your favorite poems or songs, anything you want. And you just fill it up, leaving, of course, a border. But you don't leave it like that. You don't leave it like that because, well, it comes right off. And so the next step is you need to take some paper towel and you need to rub it into the surface of the paper so that it stays on the paper and works as a good background. So now we have a really good medium gray, which is great when you're drawing light because now all you need to do is add the light and the really, really, really dark. Everything else is already taken care of. All right, for this project, we're going to be doing portraits, obviously. But to start out practicing, we're going to first draw a sphere and then all your different facial parts. So you'll draw one of your eyes, a nose, a mouth, and then like a partner's ear because it'd be kind of hard to draw your ear using a mirror, okay? So the first thing we're going to do a sphere, just so you can get a good sense of what we're doing here. So we're going to pretend for now that the light is coming from right here. So here's my little light bulb. You can't see that very well, so draw it with the charcoal. Here's my light bulb. Okay, so this is where the light's coming from. And now, what you want to do is you want to draw in the light and the dark, leaving the medium gray so that you can just make your sphere. So here's the light. The dark's going to be here, so there will be some shadow over here and light over here. So it's up to you where you start. You can either start using your hatch marks with your pencil or you can start using your click eraser. I'm going to start with the click eraser so that we can start with the light. So first thing, I'm just going to put in there that this is the sphere. You can see that coming out already. So I just have the sphere in there. And then, I'm going to do hatching. I choose to do hatching, but you can do stippling, scumbling, cross hatching, whatever you like. And wherever it's really, really bright, which would be like right where the light bulb is, you erase a lot. And where it's not so bright, but still has a little bit of light in there, you just put a little less. Okay, and then we want to do the rest of the sphere. So you'll take your pencil. I'm using a 4B, but you can use whatever you want. And I'm going to draw in the rest of this, just real quick. So you could just start with a simple shapes of light drawing and then erase out the lights and hatch in the darks really quick if you like. Or you can do it this way. So I have all the light in there, and then I want to put in my dark. And so I'll just start hatching in the same direction in my dark using controlled, slow hatch marks, unlike what I'm doing now for the sake of time, until it's all filled up. Okay, now remember when you're doing hatching that you can start just by doing one layer where nothing's really overlapping. Using controlled lines, no scribbling. Don't go too fast or it'll end up looking kind of furry. And then where you want it to be darker, you just go over that layer again. And then I want it darker still, closer to where there is no light at all, so I go get another layer. And you do this until it's completely black. And then you can do that up here for the light too. You only have one layer. So I'm hatching in the light. And then I want to add a second layer, but I want it slightly more back so it's lighter yet. And the third layer is closer to here. Okay, but it doesn't end there. There's a lot more going on to this sphere than just the sphere. Wherever you have a lot of light, you need to add dark. And wherever you have a lot of dark, you need to add light. And then you also need to add a shadow. So I'm going to come over here and simply, in a different direction, hatch in my shadow so that we know that this sphere is sitting on a ground of sorts. And I'm starting with my first layer, and then I can add my second layer where it's even darker. And then add my third layer. And you will go a lot slower than me. Okay, but right here, that's the background. You can you need an eraser, and you just take out the light so that it pops out a little bit. Yeah, that already coming out. And then over here, you can do that as well where there's a lot of dark. Just along the edge, and you can blend it up. So it starts to come out a little better. And so over here, we want it to be really dark so that we can see this light. So you'll take your pencil again, and you can use various weights. I'm still using my B4. And just hatching in the remainder of the dark, and you can have it blend on its way out. You can even outline it a little bit if you want it to really stand out. Layer, layer, layer. Controlled marks. Make sure your hatch marks in the background are all going in the same direction and the foreground going in their direction. They can go in their own, like you can have your whole drawing with the hatch marks going in the exact same direction, but if you're going to be doing varying directions, make sure that the background is all consistent, the foreground does its own thing, and then your subject does its own thing, so that they're all separate, but don't mix them up unless the whole drawing is the same. Now look at that, it's already standing out like a lot. Crazy. So take a second and draw this in your sketchbook or your big drawing pad. Remember to use a pencil, paper towel, kneaded eraser, charcoal, and your click eraser, and you should be in really good shape. So first step, put the charcoal down. Second step, rub the charcoal in using your paper towel. Second step, decide where your light source is coming from. Third step, start drawing it in using your click eraser and your pencil. Make sure everywhere where you have light, like here where I erased it out, that you put dark behind it. Wherever you have dark, erase out light behind it. And then your drawing will just pop. And that's textured ground, also known as hatching for lazy people.